And we're live. Welcome to another edition of Red Cup Rants. I'm your host, Dre. And I got one of my brothers with me, Mad Mike. Dex is not going to join us tonight because he is doing the daddy fiance thing. So it's just going to be me and Mad Mike, just like old times, just like back in BFF Sports.
Hey, that's how I started, didn't it? That's how I started.
Right. Pretty much. That's how I started. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just like old times, man. So we're back. It's been a while. I know we had a couple of things going on, and you know, I was spending time with family, and we just kind of had a little bit of hiatus. But we're back. We're about to cause a ruckus. It's been a pretty slow sports week.
Not too much, ruckus. Not too much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit is always good.
What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about this big game that happened? Even though we're kind of late, it's February 11th, and you know, a big game happened like a couple weeks ago, but you know, we still have to talk about it because of the significance of what it was. We're gonna talk about this Super Bowl 54 recap between the Chiefs and 49ers, and I'm especially happy because of who lost the game. Do you want me to say it or you want to say it?
You can do your thing.
Hey man,
you can do your thing.
Like,
what you call him? What do you call him?
Got him! Got him!
Oh man, you know, Mike, my brother, you know, we're trying to be positive in 2020. We're trying to be positive, you know. We're trying to be positive, but I gotta be petty just can I be petty for a little bit, just for a little bit.
No, Dre gotta be petty.
Just a little bit. If you don't know who the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers is, he used to be our offensive coordinator for Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And I partially blame him for us losing the Super Bowl, which I still believe he did. And everybody's talking about you should let it go. But when your team's on the verge of winning their first championship, you're going to have some kind of feeling. You're going to feel some kind of way. So to see how the game unfolded, I was like, oh shit, man, they about to win the Super Bowl. But there's always a but. The way they lost that game, what does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? Like, there was a certain game a couple of years ago that our team was in, and they kind of lost the same way. So you want to kind of smile on that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. So maybe you can help me. Maybe you can help me a little bit. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It was, you know, when you have a lead in a big game like that, and all of a sudden it's just poof and disappears because of your arrogance. Yeah. It's
arrogance.
Yeah.
Arrogance. Ego. Refuse to do what you do best.
All that.
I wonder where that come from. Oh, 28-3. 51. I wonder why. Look, man, I'm going to say this. I told people from the very beginning, my boy and Marshall, I see you. Baby girl, I got to give you Marshall. Let's just, hold on, before I say that. I got to give Marshall a shout out, man. Just had a beautiful baby girl. I just got to do that.
Word. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. But one thing I told people before this even began is that this guy I thought I had a massive ego. All right, I know I have an ego. But when it's come down to Mr. Kyle Shanahan, the dude that learned from his pops. We thought he learned his pops. And then you have a meeting with probably one of the best coaches of all time, Bill Belichick, and he sat down and told you one-on-one what you did wrong in the Super Bowl, and you still don't learn a damn thing. You don't learn a damn thing. This guy sat you down and told you exactly what happened. We've seen the articles all over, and you still do the exact same thing that lost you Super Bowl the first time. What am I talking about?
Not running the
Anybody
damn
want to
ball.
guess? Any you guys in the chat want to guess? What am I talking about? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. He didn't learn a damn thing. This guy did exactly what he did for us in the fourth quarter. We're talking about this. Look, it almost looked exactly the same.
Exactly.
You had a lead.
A mirror image. It was like, you know what?
It was a mirror image.
It was like
bro. We were running the balls down the Patriots' throats. They could not stop Reid. They could not stop Coleman. And this guy completely goes away from the run and decides that he wants to pass. I don't give a damn about Matt Ryan's MVP season. And we got to lead. It's 20. What? It was 28. It was 28-20 at the time.
Julio made the catch of the year. That should have been it. That should have been it.
That's it.
That should have been it. Julio made that catch. That was it. I don't care if Devontae Freeman would have lost a yard or 2 yards on every single running play. You run that ball, and you got a kicker in Matt Bryant who could kick that ball from at least 50 yards.
There you go, right there. That's it, right there. That's everything that you need to know. You have not, if not the best running game, the most creative minds when it comes down to running games, and Kyle Shanahan was what you're good at. What like who the fuck does that? Do you see Michael Jordan out there shooting threes? Michael Jordan don't shoot threes. Michael Jordan gonna take your ass to the hole, put you on that post, and turn around, jump, shoot you all day. But this motherfucker, Kyle Shanahan, this motherfucker decide he wants to throw the ball. He wants to throw the ball with a quarterback who hasn't been in the spotlight.
Yeah, he definitely shrunk, man. He definitely shrunk in that game.
We talking about like this all ego. This is the exact same thing that happened. Took the ball out of Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman and Mostert. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Mostert.
His name is Mostert. Yeah. Mostert.
Them dudes were running up. Look, they could not. Kansas City couldn't do anything with them.
You know, the funny thing about it is Tyrann Matthew said it after the game. He was like, "I'm glad San Francisco decided to pass the ball because they was killing them in the running game." That says a lot about coaching. It says a lot about your coach, and it says a lot about the scheme they was running. And like I said, I told everybody that's a Niner fan in the sound of my voice, I said, don't be surprised if Shanahan screws y'all. And lo and behold,
he did it.
And what happened?
Did exactly that.
Exactly what happened.
He did the exact same thing. He refused to do what he does. That's the most baffling. That is something that I will never understand. You are a guru when it comes down to putting together a running game that complements a quarterback. And instead of you doing what you do best, like I said, it's like Steph Curry decided he wanted to be a damn low post. Like, what the hell are you doing in a low post?
Be a dunker.
It's like
be a dunker. Yeah. Play to your strengths. You play to your strengths.
Why?
You have to play to your strengths, and when you don't play to your strengths, that's what happens. You know,
it's insane. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Why are you going away from your strengths?
Because he's Kyle Shanahan. Well, as in my case, I call him Shadoofus.
The doofus. That's the perfect name for him.
That's why
that's the perfect name for him. It's like I said, I've never seen. I'm honest. I'm honest. You're honest. We're all honest on this, okay? I've seen a ton of head coaches, and I've seen people lose, especially Andy Reid. I've seen Andy Reid lose in ways. I've seen our team lose in ways that we have never, you've never. We've lost a lot of big games. Shocking.
Yeah. Shocking.
And I have never witnessed a coach lose the exact same way back to back, and like you lose the exact same way and you do the exact same thing. That right there tells me all ego.
So my thing is this to you. My thing is this to you. So do you think that Shanahan deserves most of the blame or all of the blame? Do you think he deserves most of it?
I say this. You can't continue to rely on what got you there. Mm-hmm. And what really truly got them there wasn't the running game, it was that defense. It's like the Atlanta Falcons continue to lean on Matt Ryan. We would just look for Matt Ryan and Julio to just make plays for us all the time. And 99% of the time they're going to make plays, but sooner or later it's going to catch up to you. Mm-hmm. And that's what he did. He was so sure that his defense would make a play, and they were making plays, but you got that bad man, and Patrick Mahomes. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself?
You know what? I would say this about that. That man has moved into elite category with that game. He was only, how old is he? He's what, 24, 25? He's already an MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, and Offensive Player of the Year, all at 20. So, the thing of the matter is that if it wasn't for offsides in that game against the Patriots, the Chiefs could have potentially been back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
Yeah,
it could have been. So, I think right now the sky's the limit for Kansas City to repeat, but at the same time, a lot of teams are going to get better. You still got Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. Depending on what happens with New England and Tom Brady, you still got the Patriots. So it's a lot. But right now, the Chiefs are the class of the AFC right now. And the way that Mahomes played that night, even after he was having a bad game, the way he played in the fourth quarter, that pushed him into the elite category. It really did. And he's only 24, 25 years old, so he's on top of the world right
now. And the crazy thing about it, I knew he would be a good quarterback because, like I said, when I saw his film, and I actually had him ranked 3rd or 4th. I think I had ranked 3rd or 4th in the draft, coming out of draft. I said, this dude was making NFL throws in college. But he didn't get the respect because he was playing at Texas.
Nobody really. And you know what? A little tidbit here. You know who his coach was? It was Cliff Kingsbury, who's coaching Kyler Murray in Arizona. Yep. And he coached Baker Mayfield before he transferred to Oklahoma. So, I mean, he knows a little bit about quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? And then we all talk about how Andy Reid is, the quarterback whisperer. So. And you know what? And I gotta give Andy Reid props because he's been so close times to finally get over that hump. He was already a Hall of Fame coach.
Already.
This kind of cement to his legacy as a Hall of Fame. He was there, but it pushed him over because Mike, you talk about all the time. You say how he can be a bad coach and he can kind of shoot himself in the foot. He finally just like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it flow. And then I gotta give a shout out to Eric Bieniemy as well. For calling the game. I know Andy Reid calls most of the offensive plays, but I gotta give a shout out to him too.
And they definitely share responsibilities.
And he deserves a head coaching job one day. Eventually, somebody's gonna give him a head coaching job because he did call a hell of a game in the Super Bowl. Considering the fact that they were down 31-20 and they scored 14 points in like 3 minutes.
Like 3 minutes.
Mahomes found his mojo and he definitely deserves a head coaching job. But I gotta give a shout out to Andy Reid because he finally got over that hump and he finally got his trophy, his Super Bowl.
And with that, even with Andy Reid, man, I always say this, and just stay with me when I say this. There's not. We all know the climate as it pertains to not Andy Reid, but you already know what I'm about to say. The climate of the NFL when it comes down to Colin Kaepernick. We understand what the climate is. When they see him, they automatically turn off when they see him.
Yeah.
But when it goes down, one of the reasons why I give Andy Reid so much, I put him on a high pedestal because he did so much for the African American athlete. He's given these guys so not only if you guys haven't seen that Michael Vick 30 for 30, Andy Reid did not have to do that for him. Okay, just he did not have to do that. He put his career online. He put his legacy, his
career,
everything on his career.
He basically put everything on the line to give a man a chance. Yeah, he did.
No one wanted to give him that chance. There was only two people that was really trying his best to give Michael Vick a chance. And that's the man that we all know who really built that Tampa Bay defense.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah. He's the one who built that. Those two put their career on the line, speaking up for Michael Vick. Andy Reid gave that man a chance, and he turned him into a complete quarterback. He did the same thing with Donovan McNabb, and he's done the same thing. He has a long list of just African American quarterbacks that we just don't we don't look and just see what this guy is. He's an opportunist, and he's had tragedies of his own, losing kids, to drugs and stuff like this. Like, we're talking about Andy Reid, who has been through so much, and that's why I say it couldn't have happened to a better person. This was so beyond football for me. I was legit close to tears because this guy has been through. I could not imagine being through what he's been professionally, personally. He's been through hell. Make no mistake about it, Peter, the rest of the league, players, everyone that has anything who did not like Michael Vick, they gave Andy Reid hell, and he did not back down. He did not back down. And for this man,
the thing with Andy Reid is if he sees potential in you, regardless of what your skin color is, if he sees potential in you, he's gonna help you become great. And as much as I give Michael Vick grief because of what he said about Atlanta and Philly, I did want him to succeed especially what he'd been through with the whole qualified thing. And then the people are still, to this day, are still chastising him. To see him have that kind of success after he got out, it all falls on Andy Reid. Andy Reid, it falls on that. So, like I said, when he finally raised that Hoyt, it was just like Steve Young back in the day when he finally got the monkey off his back because they said that he couldn't win a Super Bowl because Joe Montana left. To see him finally raise that trophy like Steve Young did back in the day, I had to applaud him. I know my mom wasn't happy. My mom wasn't happy because her team lost, but it is what it is. So I applaud that man. But speaking of which, the NFL is over, man. But there's a league out there that I'm kind of interested in a little bit. We're gonna talk about it for a little bit. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the XFL. Me personally, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't have a team because Atlanta doesn't have a team. But I am kind of leaning a little bit towards LA because they got a Clinton on the team, and that's my cousin from another mother. But what did you think about the XFL? I know you kind of had some positive things about it. I'll probably watch it a little bit. I'm probably gonna watch it. I can't say that Vince McMahon has done his homework this go around because the first time the XFL debuted, it was kind of trash, but I think it'll stick around this time. What do you think? What do you think about it?
Actually, I wasn't surprised that it was good. I really wasn't surprised that it was good football. I think the only thing that really surprised me, because the first go round, it was actually good product. It was good, but the business plan behind it wasn't was really what took them under. So football aspect of it did not surprise me. But I was presently surprised that it had so many major networks backing him, and that's why I have to give Vince McMahon. I give him hell for his shitty ass wrestling. Sometimes I give him hell.
I haven't watched the Raw.
And I think a lot of people
I haven't canceled my network. I haven't watched it, so I don't even know what's going on. I watched a little bit last night, but I kind of fell asleep at the end, so I don't really know what's going on. So yeah, I do know that WrestleMania is in Tampa. I do know that. So
that's
the only thing I know.
That's something I look forward to every year, man.
Right.
I look forward to every year WrestleMania. But when Vince puts his mind to it and he wants to succeed, I don't think I wouldn't bet against Vince McMahon when it comes down to putting he puts his mind to something, Vince is going to get that shit done. Mm-hmm. And what I've seen from XFL, I think this is a brilliant product. My nephew, his father plays for that shitty ass Tampa Bay team.
Well, you know what's the name's on that team too, and he didn't look too good in his debut. Aaron
they look. Oh God! Oh my God! That they look. I was surprised he was that. I did not expect him to be that bad. I don't know. Like Jesus Christ, Aaron, you can't be doing that. Look, like you can't play like that playing for the University of Georgia. Come on, dog. Like, come on.
Jesus.
You may.
That's it. It was bad. And you know what? I was trying to pull for him, man. But you know what? That New York team is pretty good. That defense is pretty good.
They really are. I like New York. I like what I see from LA, and I like from DC. Those are the three things that I really like.
They got. Well, the big. Wait, I know you was talking about you're very high on Cardale Jones. That's what they play. They play. I think they play Saturday. That's going to be the must-see game. DC versus New York. That's going to be a good game to be. So, right. So my question to you is: do you think the XFL is going to stick around? You know how we all talked about the AAF and then they kind of flamed out. Do you think the XFL will stick around long enough to, to not say to compete with the NFL, but kind of give fans who like football kind of like a replacement until the NFL comes back?
I think so. Fans are really. It's almost like, and don't kill me when I say this, Dre. It's almost like, stay with me with this when I say this.
Okay.
It's almost like going to the grocery store. You want to get the real thing, or you want to get the great value.
In that case, you can't go wrong with neither then. So you can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with neither then. And and the funny thing about the funny thing about it is somebody on Twitter somebody said the XFL is great value football, and I was like, I can't agree. So
hey man, I loved it though. I'm not gonna lie. I love every bit of it. I love every bit of what I saw. One thing that I think NFL is going to take notice is the freedom that the players do, that they have to be themselves. I think online that's something that a lot of players want. They want more freedom to be able to speak their piece. And mic'd up is good, but they don't have a lot of freedom. They don't have a lot of freedom.
See that right there? Look, you see that right there? Mm-hmm. What if the real thing is available? Great value is not a bad option for something. See? I'm trying to tell you. Hey, Joe B, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you telling me that. I'm trying to tell y'all. If people don't know me, I love great value. That's my thing. So
Hey, man.
yeah, yeah. But I will say this though, we do have a call on board, so I'm gonna make sure
Okay.
to try to get on. So let me see if they're still there. Hello? Hello? You're on the air.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Somebody got
All right. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's on your mind, man? Welcome to the show, man. What's on your mind? Mm-hmm. All right. All right. All right. Well, we're having technical difficulties with that. I'm gonna fix that. But what he was saying was that first he congratulates Andy Reid. Second of all, he said that the Falcons did Big Beasley dirty. And number two, he said that number three, he said that Kyle Shanahan blew the Super Bowl like he did the Super Bowl with 51. I kind of agree with him on that. So we'll get that fixed. Still kind of new to this because usually my other brothers usually will run the stream card, but he's doing the daddy thing tonight, so I'm just kind of hanging in there and trying to fix it myself. So, but that's pretty much what he said. Pretty much what me and Mike's been saying the whole time. And he did talk about, and I know Mike's going to touch on it later on in the show. He's going to talk. He talked about Devondre Campbell might be leaving, Austin Hooper might be leaving. So, and we're probably going to get to that. So,
Oh, we're definitely getting there.
oh yeah, we are because we're Falcons fans, so we're going to talk about it. So,
Oh, hell yeah. If you don't like it, get the hell on.
Yeah.
We don't need your ass.
You know, the same ones that talk, the same ones that talk about all that are the same ones that want Matt Ryan gone. So we already know what it is. So, but we'll get that
Hold
fixed
on.
as far as the,
What the hell? Oh. No, he did not say Mr. Dan Antonio. That's what I call him, Dan Antonio. Mr. Dan Antonio.
Mike
That's,
D'Antoni.
yeah. Mike D'Antonio. Dan T any
I don't
mini
know.
money mo. That's what the fuck
Well,
I call him, Mike D'Antoni any money mo, because he don't know what the fuck he doing. That motherfucker got 3 point guards out there playing like look.
you want to talk about it? We can talk about that now because I was gonna go to the next subject. But if you want to go ahead and jump into the NBA, we can go ahead and do that. We can talk.
Look, I'll just say this about just make this real quick. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, but Joe B, man, look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. If you think that this Houston team is gonna win the championship with 3 point guards on, like we're talking about 3-6-5, these guys have a guy 6'5" playing center. Just think about that for just take a hot second. Just think about that. How is that gonna work? Just tell me that. Just Dre, you have any ideas how that's gonna work?
Well, they
You
did beat
think
the
they
Lakers.
need one of them sonic power boosters or something? Maybe that'll work. You know how just get the ball, press B, and you just run fast as hell to the other side of it. Maybe they need one of them power boosters. Put one on their back, or play like NBA Jam, and you step on the numbers that's on the floor, and you just jump up in the area high. Maybe that's what he's trying. Maybe that's what the NBA Jam. That's what he's trying to play. Maybe that's
Well,
what he's trying.
I will say this: they did beat the Lakers with that lineup. So I
It's
mean, they have.
LeBron's team.
I mean, they had
It's
AD out there.
LeBron's team.
They had AD out there too. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean,
He's not a monster.
well, I mean,
He's
I
been a
can't get mad.
superstar player, but he's healthy. AD don't have that. He does not have that gangster. What I mean by gangster, he don't have that Kobe. He don't have that Steph. He don't have that Clay. He don't have that KD. AD is a terrific player, but he's never had that gangster. He does not have that it factor. He does not have that Mamba mentality. He does not have that. Jordan, it's time, fourth quarter, get the fuck out of my way. AD don't have that. That's the reason why this is why New Orleans got rid of him in the first place. It wasn't because he didn't want to negotiate a new contract. That dude was soft. He's soft, just like Cat. He's soft, just like Cat. These guys are soft.
Yeah.
If you a superstar and you're that big, what the hell are you doing teaming with a damn LeBron James?
I guess
They
his
ain't
only,
gonna
that's his
like
only,
my taste. They ain't gonna like my taste because I'm a basketball traditionalist. Dre is a basketball traditionalist. I don't remember too many guys who, and I hear them already. Oh, what about Golden State? What about Golden State? Golden State already had those guys in place. Most of those guys were already in place. They won without and without KD. So let go all that Golden State. Oh, Golden State did it to you. Oh, Golden State. I don't give a damn. These guys are supposed to be superstars. They're supposed to be mega stars. Nobody said Clay was a superstar. Nobody was willing to admit that Steph Curry was a superstar. Even though he won 2 MVPs and 2 championships, everybody still was like, "Oh, he's not a LeBron. He's still not a Kobe." Nobody gave him that respect. But soon as Mr. LeBron had decided he wanted to go and have everybody on his damn team, you want to say Golden State is one of the greatest teams. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. At
yeah.
some point, you got to look at these players, man. You got to look at these players. You got to look at these players and say, where's the next Kobe? Where's the next Jordan? Where's the next, Charles Barkley? Not just Charles Barkley, just that mentality, that Gary Payton, that mentality. I don't see none of that shit in this NBA. The only person I see is close in my eyes, and he just lacks size. If you ask me, is Trae Young. Trae Young has that damn. Trae Young has that it. Trey.
What about Luka though? Luka too.
I think Luka. I think he's talented. I don't think he's game. I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that closing mentality just yet. I think he still has ways to go. I think he's riding the wave of his talent right now. Because once you get to that, I don't think he's hit that next level. You can tell when players reach that next level and when they're not doing things just based on their sheer talent. Luka is pretty much just running on his own talent, if you ask me. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but I will say this about Houston. I'm happy with Houston because they gave us our big man. That's I think will help us. I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that because I mean I like John Collins, but he's not that rim protector that we need, and Clint Capella fits that role. And we didn't have to give up a whole lot to get him. I just need the other guys to kind of come together. I know Cam Reddish has been on and off. I still have high hopes for him because I see the potential in him. What's the other guy's name? Redhead. I don't know his name. He's been kind of going off as well. So, but I don't have a I mean, as far as everything, the other trade that we talked about, Russell and Wiggins, the Russell and Wiggins swap. Andrew Wiggins going to Golden State, and D'Angelo Russell's joining his boy in Cat in Minnesota.
You know
what you think about that?
I think that's going to be a slick, great move for them because we know what Draymond is about. Like Draymond has never been one of those guys that you can, that you say he's a mega star. Draymond is what I call him the glue. I call him the glue to any team. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because just you can depend on Draymond to do a number of things. You can depend on him to be the facilitator, rebounder, plays solid defense, hit free throws, call plays. You can depend on Draymond to do pretty much be the team structure. He is the guy that puts everything in the right place. He allows Clay to do his thing. He allows Steph to do his things. And then when you bring in a guy like Wiggins who can also put up 30 and he can put 30 in 3 quarters. He definitely has that ability to shoot. So not only you have Clay, Steph, and then you got Wiggins who can shoot also. Man, that's don't sleep on that move. I don't think people should really sleep on that move.
All right, we got another caller. So look, my speaker's kind of acting up right now. So whoever is talking on the phone, speak up so I can repeat what you said because people can't hear what you're talking about. So speak up and tell me what your name is and what you're going to talk about. All right. All right, caller, you on the air. What's up? Mike, your boy came back. He said that he's questioning your what you just said about Trae Young. He said he asked or he said, did you think that Trae has more dog in him than LeBron? You hear me? You hear me, Mike?
What's that? Say that again.
He said that your guy's back. He was on early. He said that he's asking you that did you say that Trae has more dog than LeBron at this point? Or does he have dog?
Hell yeah, he do. Trae don't back down in 4 quarters and try to check somebody else. He didn't just leave KD. I don't remember seeing Trae running from a shot in the 4th quarter. I don't remember seeing Trae running from anything in anyone in the 4th quarter. And he's what, 6'1", 6'2"? Miss Thing is what, 6'9"? He running from KD, okay? Yeah, nobody LeBron? Tell me, I really want to look. This is what, and my boy brought this up. Okay? My boy brought this up about LeBron. And y'all ain't gonna like what I say when I say this. We talking about greatness. What really pissed me off about that night in Kobe night, and I probably people gonna be like, "Oh, bro, was just in his feelings. He missed his friend." No, bro, he wasn't in his feelings. This dude, it was the biggest night for the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron had an excellent speech. Excellent speech. I couldn't have said it better myself. But the dude on Kobe Bryant night, this dude ends up losing on Kobe Bryant night. And then what, he had 20 points. If that was Kobe, if that was Trae, if that was anybody, hell, if it was Luka Doncic, those guys wouldn't have never lost that game, and they would have put up 40, 50 points. This dude couldn't even, who they played? I forget who they played that night. But this
they played Portland. They played Portland, and with all due respect,
Dame
Damian Lillard had a good game though. He had a good game though. Dame had a good game.
In Lakerland. How you allow somebody to steal this is your spotlight. This is your chance. You got to score more than 20 points in Kobe Bryant night, bro. I'm sorry. I don't give you passes for that. Y'all can do it. Y'all can say he was all in his feelings, but Dame, he put up 60, 50 that night?
Nah, he had 48. He had 48 that night.
48. How do you not have 30? And you were supposed to be the best player in the league. What's the excuse for that? On Kobe Bryant night? Man, Kobe is not going to look. That's one thing. One thing I hate about Kobe. I love it and I hate about Kobe. You're not outshine Kobe on a special night, on a big night. He ain't going to allow it. Game 7, Kobe ain't going to allow it. Michael Jordan ain't going to allow you to outshine him. That's not happening. LeBron falls down in big moments. He always has and he always will. This is why he's always needed a closer everywhere he's been. And like I said, you can hate all you look. You can say whatever you want, but you LeBron fans, you know y'all be riding that nut so hard, and y'all don't like the truth. You know your boy softer than shit, baby shit. You know he's soft. How the hell you gonna fall down? How you gonna lose on Kobe Bryant night, bro? Seriously. Trae put up 30 that night. Trae put up 30 on Kobe Bryant night. You tell me this dude couldn't put up? Come on. Where's that, Kobe fans? What realness at? Be real with yourself. Just like I'm real when I'm talking about my Falcons. We blew all them games. Yeah, we blew all them games. I ain't got shit to say about that. But when it comes down to LeBron, y'all don't like the truth. So I'm hating. And I'm cool with y'all. I'm cool with y'all thinking I'm hating. But you can't tell me you can't tell me you wasn't disappointed when LA lost on Kobe Bryant night, bro. You cannot lose on. I'm sorry, bro.
I will say this though. I do want the Lakers to win just for Kobe to win it all. But at the same time, if y'all don't know who this man is he likes LeBron in a way, but at the same time, he's very critical. We all are. I've been the same way too. So
I respect his skills, but the motherfucker's still softer than shit. And y'all know it.
And he does have moments where he is. So but I do have to say something. I apologize for everybody that's trying to call in. We're still having issues with our phone. We're gonna work on that from my end. So if you're trying to call in and you can't get through or we can't hear you, just give us some time and we'll get that fixed. All right. So my apologies to everybody listening for that on that thing. But we're moving on to the next subject. So we're gonna talk about this fight that happened the other night. I think that Jon Jones as much as I'm a Jon Jones fan, I love Bones.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he lost that fight. What you think, Mike? I think he lost that fight that night.
I see it two ways.
Okay.
I see it as this. I think one thing about boxing as well as mixed martial arts, I think you can kind of get carried away with like big moments, and you don't look at the fight as an art. And I think that's why a lot of people saw from this fight it wasn't an art. They weren't looking at it as an art. When you look at that fight, when you look at the moments of the fight, no one can say that Jon Jones stole moments. No one can say that. I can't look at that fight and just say he stole moments. But when you look at it as an art, when you see the takedowns, when you see, the guy who spent, a lot of time, with the, wearing his opponent slowly, methodically, wearing his opponent out. Was he gassed? Was he, using the takedowns? Was he escaping the takedowns and stuff like this? A lot of fans, the average fan, don't want to see stuff like that. And I think when you look at it at that aspect, I say you can say that I say Jones won in that aspect. When you look at the overall, like I said, the big moments, that man Reyes was taking it to him. Like I said, I don't know how the hell.
Brother Matt, he'll be joining us soon.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of pointed something out that he said. He said that Jones, well, he doesn't like Jones in the first place, but he also respected skill. But at the same time, he was like, he didn't look like the Jones of old. He looked very cautious. He looked very cautious. He didn't take the big shots like he normally does, and he let Reyes bring the fight to him. And I was shocked. Like, I'm sitting here watching the fight, and I'm like, Jones lost his fight. He lost it, but you know how it goes, Mike, in boxing and in mixed martial arts. In order to beat the champ, you have to dominate or knock them out. Because if it's close, it's usually gonna go to the champ. It's usually gonna go to the champ. So.
And right now, they don't have anyone to really, despite what a lot of people say, being that Khabib is probably one, if not the best fighter, you can't really sell Khabib. It's hard to sell him. And when it comes down to it, the sports is still a business. And I think that's one thing, love or hate, Dana, I think he does a great job of keeping his stars in line and in big fights. And when you look at it, it's like, who do I want to fight? I want to see Nunes. That's what I want to see. I want to see Amanda Nunes, and I want to see Jon, and I want to see who can possibly beat Khabib. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see a fight.
I do want to see. I forgot the guy that just beat Covington a couple weeks ago. I want to see him fight.
Right.
And I want to see the Airbender. I want to see him fight as well. So there's a couple guys I want to see. So, I mean, I'm not really a big UFC guy. I'm more of a boxing, but I will watch the UFC in general on certain fights like that. But to me personally, I think that Jon Jones lost that fight. I think Reyes should have been champion. Oh yeah, LaDonna said it, Usman. But I think that Jones lost that fight. I really think he did. And if they have a rematch, I hope they do. I would like to watch it again, but we'll see. I mean,
I think one crucial mistake that he did is, and that's why I say you can kind of point the finger a little bit at Jones, is that his cardio at the end. Reyes looked like he was totally defeated. And I think he allowed it. And LaDonna said it also. When you leave it in the judge's hands, you've already lost the fight. You've already, especially when you have a meal ticket like Jon Jones. Jon Jones is a meal ticket for them guys. You can sell the hell out of you. Either hate him and you hate the hell out of Jon Jones, or you absolutely love. There's no middle ground with Jon Jones. And I think that's one thing as Reyes, he could not leave any doubt. He had to knock his ass out, just like Buster Douglas did Mike Tyson. You got to knock his ass out, because if you don't knock him out, the judges are going to give it to the champ. Period. Point blank.
That's true. That's true. And it was like I said, it was, to me, it was, he pretty much won the fight. To me, Reyes, he won the fight, but the fact of the matter is that you gotta knock the champ out, or dominate to the point that the judges have no choice but to
leave no doubt.
Leave no doubt that you dominated the fight. So, I mean, and plus they were in Houston. Houston doesn't really have big fights like that. A fight like that would either be in LA or Vegas. So they're more, well, I won't say they're more capable judges, because I've seen, I remember the Floyd and Canelo fight where that one judge gave the fight to Canelo, where Floyd really dominated that fight. So I can't really say that, but
I'm not even a Floyd guy, and I was like, yeah,
she said it was a draw. She said it was a draw, which I don't understand. So I don't know what it was, but at the same time, it's like you really gotta dominate the champ to the point where the judges have no choice but to give you the belt. So I really hope, like I said, I really hope they see a rematch, and I think Reyes is going to learn from this, and I think, honestly, as much as I'm a Jones fan, this is my hot take. I think Reyes will beat Jones if they fight again. I really do. Unless Jones comes out and he has a whole new game plan, I really think Reyes can beat Jones the second.
I can see that. One thing I did notice about Jones that fight is that for whatever reason, he just didn't seem confident. He didn't for me. He just did not seem, and maybe that had a lot to do with Reyes, that he know that Reyes has skills. I just didn't see a confident Jones. It was just.
It's like Matt said. He didn't look like the Jones of old, where he come in, he's confident.
He really didn't, and I was like, I didn't see that confidence. You can see that swagger, you know, with guys like Conor, Khabib. He didn't walk in that fight with confidence, and like I said, it could have been that he knew that Reyes was a great fighter. It very could, but again, I just don't know. Sometimes when you go in fights, man, you just know when it's not your day. You can just feel it, and I think that's exactly what it was, man.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I seen when Reyes hit Jones a couple times, and Jones was like, he didn't bounce back. He kind of scattered off, and I've never seen that from Jones. I never seen him scattered off when he get hit like that. So maybe that could be it. He's finally found somebody that can go toe to toe as far as power wise. Like even when he fought DC, even though DC was the champ at the time, Jones still had that confidence. I didn't see that confidence when he fought Reyes. I didn't see that. I didn't.
You know what's another thing too, Dre? You know how it is in boxing. It's just something with southpaws, man. It's just something off with southpaws. You just can't. It comes from a different angle, and just like you're just not used to it. You can't see it coming from southpaws, and I think that had a lot to do with it, because his body. He's used to coming from a certain angle, and when you get these uppercuts coming, because he was coming, those uppercuts were coming clean, bro. They were coming clean, and I
thought, you know what? Honestly, it was one uppercut that Reyes did. I thought Jones was about to go to sleep, but he held on. I really thought he was about to go to sleep on him. So, yeah, I agree. You said that Jones usually dominates, but it's something about Reyes, man. He's hungry. He reminds me of Clubber Lang from Rocky 3, man. He's hungry. He wants to get that. He wants to get the so.
Right.
And like I said, I've never seen Reyes fight. He was only 12-0. I've never seen him fight before. So this is my first time seeing him fight against a champ like a legend like Jon Jones. And like I said, I think he won the fight. I was very impressed, and I think that if they were to fight again, I just think that Reyes will get over the hump and beat him. Now, I've been wrong. I said the Packers was going to beat the 49ers to go to the Super Bowl, and I got wrong. I was wrong on that. So I really hope they do have the rematch. Eventually, I hope they do have it. So But with that being said, we're going to move on to the next subject. We're going to talk about a big, I know a lot of people want to talk about this because they're on the show and they're asking. We're going to talk about the big thing with these NFL cuts and free agency fallout. There's a lot of stuff going on in there, and I know my man Mike has a lot of info because if you haven't followed Mad Mike Sports on YouTube, you need to follow because he has a lot of information pertaining to the Falcons or just football in general. So, Mike, I'm gonna let you have this one. I'm gonna let you lead the floor on this one because I haven't seen a lot. I only seen the Vic Beasley situation, which it's unfortunate to me, but at the same time, I mean, it's a business, and there's a rumor that Devontae Freeman might be getting cut soon. So I'm gonna let you have that, Mike. I'm gonna let you discuss that part because that's your forte.
Well, first of all, you have to understand that nothing will get done until they come to agreement with the CBA bargain agreement. In the last year of the CBA, players cannot be cut. They cannot be cut until they come to an agreement. So all of the cuts you're hearing from certain people, it won't happen. You won't see anything happen to Devontae Freeman. You won't see anything happen to any quarterbacks right now who are under contract. So everything that you're seeing right now, do not believe it until they come to an agreement with the collective bargain agreement. So Falcons fans, I see a lot of articles going around. Do not believe them. Whoever your team is, if they're saying this player is going to get cut, do not believe him until they come to a collective bargain agreement. This is the last year of it. They have to come to an agreement and until that happens, nothing is going to happen with Devontae Freeman. They will have to come to a trade. He cannot be cut whatsoever. It will not happen until they come to an agreement, a collective bargain agreement. All right? So don't believe it. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. You know how that song go? Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe it.
It's not. So I know a lot of people want answers, and this is why guys like me, Lieutenant Dan, the Falcon, we come up here, putting together BS, starting crap on social media, trying to get people all upset and stuff like that, because there's nothing is going to happen in NFL until they come to an agreement, the collective bargain agreement. So enjoy the XFL, enjoy wrestling, enjoy baseball, enjoy basketball until they come to an agreement. Everything that you're saying is absolutely not true whatsoever at all. Don't believe it.
Yeah, that's true. Until it eventually happens. That's why, like I said, I wasn't shocked that Vic Beasley got cut, but I knew it's a business. And I do wish him well in his future endeavors. I'm pretty sure he's still a young guy. He's still a young guy. He's gonna latch on to another team, and I hope he does well, except when he plays us. Devontae Freeman, that's all speculation there. They saying they might cut him, but then again, they had a chance to send him to Detroit for a 4th-round pick, and they didn't. So it's I don't believe until I see it. But there is a big cut that's not Falcons related that I want to talk about. That's Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers have agreed to part ways, a mutual pardon. There are rumors that he might retire. There are rumors that he might be a Colt. He might go to Indianapolis because they need a quarterback with Andrew Luck retiring. There's a lot of teams that do need a quarterback, but you got a guy that's been in the league for 16 years. He's kind of long in the tooth with Rodgers, Brady, and Breeze. He's not that young. Do you see a team taking a chance on him in free agency? I mean, he still has the tools to be a good quarterback, but I'm pretty sure he's not franchise quarterback material now because of his age. What do you think?
Well, there's not many teams out there that I can come up off the top. But if I were to say anybody, what I would do if I was the Bucks, but the Bucks seem like they're trying to win. I would get rid of Mr. Crablegs because I refuse to let a guy throw 30 interceptions in a season and then he try to give him $20-30 million, a $30 million contract. You crazy as hell if you want to do that. So what I would do if I were the Bucks, I would sign Phillip Rivers because he may not be what he is, but I know I can guarantee you that Phillip Rivers ain't gonna throw 30 interceptions in the season, and he's not gonna cost you a lot of money this year. So what I would do, I would sign Phillip Rivers to maybe a 1 or 2 year deal, depending on if he wants to play. To see if they can make a run this year because they do have a pretty good defensive coordinator in Todd Bowles. He pretty much turned that Tampa Bay defense around. It's a pretty good defense. Try to make a run with Rivers, and I would trade the hell out of Mr. Crablegs. I don't trust that dude. I'm not paying that dude $30 million. I'm trading his ass yesterday, tomorrow. All right, 1985, I can go back in the time machine. I trade his ass before I can even get on the damn earth, okay? I don't know when he was born, but I'll trade his ass before he was born. Get rid of his ass. He ain't worth anything. Get rid of him now. Tampa Bay, if y'all want hope dreams, get rid of that dude. He's not worth it whatsoever. $30 million for that? Nah, bro. Trade him. So that's what I would do. I don't think the coach is I think he'd just be wasting his time if he goes to coach. I'm just gonna be real. Like if you're going for just a paycheck, then that's all good. But if you want a championship, there's not many teams out here that's gonna be championship caliber teams. Unless you want to come to Atlanta and be a backup and try to win you a championship. But other than that, maybe you go to New England because Mr. Brady, he's trying to prove to the world that he's better. He's better than Bill. I don't know what the hell's wrong to do, man. All these old ass men, all these damn midlife crisis. Man, I just say what it is. I got midlife crisis. It's a midlife crisis. What this is all about? This is midlife crisis. These dudes still trying to play. Dude, you 40 years old. Give it up. Brady, you're old. Rivers, you're old. Okay? It's time to retire. Breeze, you're old. It's time to retire. Let Matt Ryan, let Pat Mahomes, all young kids, let these guys have their time. Your ass is old. You had your championship. You got 6 already. How much more do you need?
Trying to get number 7, man. Break that. You're trying to break that.
Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like I said, I probably sound like a hater right now, but that's crazy as hell, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think Phillip Rivers is still a capable quarterback to me. But I don't. I mean, unless he's going to Indianapolis or any other team that even Jacksonville. Jacksonville might take him. But I know his good friend that LT LaDainian Thompson said something. He said that Phillip Rivers is leaning towards retirement. So it kind of sucks because he didn't get a Super Bowl in his career. He was one of those guys with Eli, and Eli got 2, and he didn't get his 1. So, I mean, at the same time, you gotta respect the man. He's pretty much the franchise leader in every quarterback statistic in San Diego. I mean, not San Diego, it's LA now. So, but I wish him the best. Whatever he does, I wish him the best.
Got 25 years you get. I don't know.
Well, he got all them kids, so I mean that's probably why he's gonna retire because he got all them kids. You know what I'm saying?
He probably don't be at home.
He can start his own football team. You know what I'm saying? He can start his own football team. So, So with that being said, there's another old quarterback that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this guy in New England.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's starting. He's kind of like what LeBron did when he had the decision where he was trying to figure out where he was going to go. They was talking about he's going to be in Las Vegas. He's going to stay with New England. He might go to Cleveland.
Oakland.
Yeah. Anywhere at this point right now. My spider senses are tingling. I think that Bill Belichick wants Brady gone. As much as Brady has brought a lot of success to Belichick and that team, I think Belichick is tired of Brady overall, and
He
wants Brady gone. And I think he's still mad about the fact that they traded away Jimmy G to San Francisco, and they're stuck with Brady. So I don't really know what to say about this. Do you see him staying in New England and being a Patriot, or do you feel that he's gonna pack? Because he's already I guess he's moved out of his house and he's transferred his kids to a private school in Tennessee. And a lot of Titans fans kind of got to perk their ears up because they was talking about, oh, Brady could be a Titan. I don't see that happening, but that's I've seen stranger things happen in sports. Do you see Brady? You see Brady leaving? Like, do you see Brady leaving New England?
Yeah, because I don't think even there. Just don't think Bill wants him there. You don't do all this if your head coach actually wants you there. And he's been trying to. He was pretty much forced to get rid of Jimmy G. So honestly, I don't think. To be honest, man, at some point, like I know when my knees are bad. All right, I know when my knees start aching, my bones start aching. I know I need to sit my ass down. I know when I'm old. I know when I need to, just stop, chill out, and relax. Tom Brady, your ass is not going to play until you're 50 years old. Nobody wants a 50-year-old quarterback. Nobody wants a 43-year-old quarterback on there. As much as you think you are loved, everybody loves Tom Brady. Nobody wants to pay a 42, 43-year-old quarterback 35, 40
You know what? A team that's desperate enough to pay them, it is the Titans, because we all know Mariota is a free agent. He might not get signed back. Ryan Tannehill had a good comeback season this year, but I don't think the Titans are looking at him to be their franchise quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
There is a chance that the Titans might take that leap to get Tom Brady, but Rodney brought up a great point. Somebody said, who replaced Tom Brady? And Rodney Brown brought up a great person who can do that, and it's Jacob Eason. Jacob Eason's not on a lot of draft boards. He's not on a lot of draft boards as a top 5 quarterback. You got Joe Burrow, you got Tua, you got the guy from Oregon. Even Jake Fromm is ahead of Eason on most draft boards. So to say that Jacob Eason could be there as a second or third round pick, you know how Belichick loves to wheel and deal. Jacob Eason's still on the board. He could be the guy to replace Tom Brady if they go that route. So I mean, it could happen. And then Rodney put it out here too. He said Derrick Henry and Tom Brady. Tom Brady will have the running back that he'll love. He'll take the pressure off of Tom Brady, because like he said, Tom Brady's old. He's 42, 43. And depending on but like you said, Mike, it all depends on 2 things. It depends on the chemistry, and it depends on the salary cap. Because Derrick Henry's going to get paid. Considering the fact that what he did on the tail end of this year, and he was a rushing leader, and what he did in the playoffs, he's going to get paid. So the question is, if Tom Brady becomes a free agent, are the Titans going to be able to afford him and Derrick Henry at the same time? That's the big question. Unless they franchise Derrick Henry, and he might not sign if he gets franchised. So That's a lot of questions there. So,
That's
but
a
I
lot
agree
of-
with Rodney. I agree with Rodney. He said draft Eason because Eason's probably gonna be one of these sleeper picks that nobody talks about. He's got a big arm. He's got a big arm. He's a legacy pick because his dad played in the NFL. Tony Eason played in the NFL. He was a pretty decent quarterback. So that would be a safe pick for New England. So it happens. And then I don't know about this one. That Prescott to the Patriots. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, Mike. I don't know about that one. I think Dak's gonna stay with Dallas, and they're gonna probably pay him what he wants, probably between 37 and 39 million a year.
What the Cowboys have? They have no choice but to pay this man.
They're gonna pay him. I tell everybody they're gonna pay him. They're gonna pay him, and as much as Mike talks about him, as much as Boom and LaDonna talks about him, he's gonna get his money. He's gonna get his money.
They have no choice. They have absolutely no choice.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get about 38. And you know what's gonna happen? When he gets his 38, it's gonna set the precedent for Mahomes and Jackson when it's time for them to get paid. And I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if Mahomes and Jackson get somewhere in the ballpark of about 44, 45 million a year.
I would not,
especially the way that Mahomes has played his career. He's going to command about 45 million a year right now. So that get your money now. Get your money now. You're gonna get about 38. I'm not saying he deserves it, but I'm just saying that he's gonna get it. So Mike, that's for you. Mike, that's for you. Well, no, that's the other Michael. That's the other Michael. Our BFF said, tell him to stop smoking.
Yeah, Dak ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry, dog.
Ain't going nowhere. That man about to get about 38.
Man, that dude ain't going nowhere. They will not. I think they're around.
He turned down 33 million. Yeah. He's gonna get about 38. And the way that I talked to LaDonna today, well, not today, I talked to her a couple days ago. She was talking about how Stephen Jones wants this deal to be done. So he's going to probably get what he wants. But I'm telling you right now, regardless of what he gets, it's going to set the precedent for guys like Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. So, yeah. That's what's going to happen, man. I
think going into this is interesting for me is because we know the CBA is coming up. The CBA deal is coming up. And I don't think a lot of GMs want to make deals right now. I could be wrong with that because they're going to ask for money. And these guys are going to ask for more money. And if they end up giving Dak what he's worth, or he feels like he's worth, and they get an awesome deal, a CBA deal that is owner friendly, I don't know. It's like we know all these owners, they don't really want to pay these players. They really don't want to play these players. And if they get a owner friendly deal in a CBA, oh man, it's like I said, I don't see. It's gonna be a weird situation. I think Dallas is in a weird situation as far as quarterbacks because, like I said, the CBA is coming. I know that they want to get the deal done because right now, your boy Pat Mahomes is like Jesus in the NFL. Right, he's Jesus.
Patrick Mahomes would be, to me, and I said it before, Patrick Mahomes would be the first $200 million quarterback. He'll be the first $200 million quarterback. If it's not about I'll say 200, about 200 to about 215, he's going to get paid.
Easy. And they're going to want to milk that. They're going to want to milk his. They're going to want to milk him to the cows come home. They're going to milk the hell out of him right now. You cannot allow that CBA to ruin or destroy a whole season after what we just saw in the Super Bowl. That was a damn good. And Patrick Mahomes has been blowing the league up for the last 2-3 years. The 2 years, and you just gonna let the CBA a bad deal? Like we're just gonna let them not play a whole year? Like I don't see the owners doing.
You know the funny thing about it, that CBA, the way it's going right now, there's a rumor that it might last longer than a year.
Mm-hmm.
It might last for a year and a half. They say talk about a year and a half, 2 years. They're talking about it, you know. So if that happens, then we won't have no choice but to watch the XFL and college football because there ain't gonna be no NFL.
They not. That's like I said. These owners, man, they not stupid. They're not gonna sit back and just let the XFL come in and just potentially get their money.
They gotta figure it out.
They're gonna figure it out.
You know, so I mean, it's gonna be interesting to watch because they haven't said anything yet, but the way it's going right now, the lockout. Even a lot of players I've been reading on ESPN, a lot of players said that the lockout is looming, and that's gonna suck. Well, it's not gonna suck for me because you got college football, but you got the XFL, but it's gonna suck for the players because they're not gonna get paid. They're not gonna be able to go to training camp. None of that. So, I mean, it's greed and greed. That's all it is. It's pure greed. That's what it is. You know what it is. You know. So I mean, it's
It definitely is interesting, man.
Definitely, it is, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be talking about it on our show. We're gonna pretty sure if they ever announce the lockout, if it happens, I hope it doesn't. I hope they do come to agreement, but the players are gonna ask for a lot more than what they're getting. So yeah. So, but with that being said, we got one more subject to cover, and I know my BFF is gonna be happy about this because she is a big baseball fan, but. Dun, 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 dun. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training. You know what that means? It means it's officially baseball season. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm already
me and Mike, and my brother Dex, who's lurking in the background. We're solid Braves fans over here, and our BFF LaDonna is she's part of that Cardinals Empire Despise because they cheated us a couple times. So.
We stole Ozuna. We got Ozuna.
Oh yeah, we did plug one. We did plug Ozuna away from St. Louis. I am a little disappointed because we let the bringer of rain go to Minnesota, but I've been hearing on the Twitter feed. I don't know if it's true or not, but the Braves are trying to gauge interest with Chris Bryant, who I think would be a great addition to our team if we can get him. He did win MVP. I don't know what year it was that he won MVP, but I know he won MVP. Honestly, if we do get him, he'll be a big upgrade over Josh Donaldson just because of age. But I'm excited, man. I mean, the Braves pretty much got most of their guys back. Keuchel's gone, Teron's gone. Your boy Teron's gone.
Thank Jesus. Thank you.
So I know, but I mean, he's gone and Keuchel's gone. But we still return a lot of our players. So what do you expect from our team? I know that team that's in our division won the World Series. Those Nats won the World Series. What do you expect from this season, man? As far as the Braves, man, I know I'm a little excited. I'm gonna try to go to opening day, at the park or whatever. So, what do you expect? Acuna's coming back. Albies will be back. Freeman will be back. But there's gonna be a lot of new pieces. So, I mean, what do you think?
There's two things that will be different with this team. I think one, we're so used to using not used, but seeing a lot of home runs for this team. I think this team will be a much better of a contact hitting team. You're going to see Acuna, Albies do their thing. We're going to see a healthy Freddie Freeman, and that's scary because he said all year that he wasn't healthy. Like going back to spring training, he's been, I hate saying this, but he's been popping pills to stay healthy or like ignore the pain the entire year. And this dude still was hitting 300, and he was hurt. So he had a healthy Freddie Freeman, and you have a young Riley Ozuna who can hit in the mid 280s, 300 with power. Just all the way down the lineup, man. Just like there's no breaks. So, Dansby is still a question if he can stay healthy. The pitching staff, I think the pitching staff is going to be much more. They need to use those a lot better. I think the pitching staff hasn't been used properly, and largely due to the bullpen. The bullpen has blown so many leads. Like that bullpen was just trash.
Is Luke Jackson still on the team? Is he still on the team?
Unfortunately, his ass is like I don't know how the hell he is. Maybe he got some naked pictures of Swicker or something.
I don't know what it is, but I'll tell you right now, between Luke Jackson, oh my God. Every time Luke Jackson would go to pitch, I would get a bottle of Pepto-Bismol because I know. He led the league in blown saves. I just know he's going to do something crazy. Like, I was just like.
You know it's coming. And you know it's coming.
I don't know what Shaker sees in him. Like you said, he might have some blackmail pictures or something, but every time Luke would go and pitch, I'd just be like, man, you telling me you couldn't get nobody else to do it, So, I mean.
Everybody. I don't know where the ball. He don't know where the ball is going to go when he throws it. I don't know. The fans don't know.
We know. No, the fans know where it's going to go. It's going to go out. It's going to go out the park when the other guy hits it for a home run. Like every time Luke Jackson come on there, it'd be like home run. I'm like, bruh, come on, man. Real, like.
It was painful to watch. Like that was one of the most painful playoff games that I've ever seen. Like,
and I know my BFF with her petty ass. She gonna talk about it. She gonna text me talking about sorry. No, you're not. You're not sorry. You're not sorry for that.
Oh my God.
I just look. You know what? And I had my alarm set for that game, and I was gonna get up, and I was like, you know what? Let me look at the score. And the score was like 10-1. I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to sleep. I ain't gonna watch.
Yeah.
So bad.
Like the first freaking inning, man. The first freaking inning.
I was like, you know what? I'm going ahead and go to sleep. I'm going ahead and go back to bed. I got to go to work in a couple hours. I'm not even gonna watch the game. And she gonna text me talking about sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna help me. Like so.
Oh man.
But I do want to talk about somebody said it earlier. I can't get their comment. They was talking about how the Dodgers are like trying to buy a World Series because they got they picked up David Price and Mookie Betts from Boston. Do you think they'll give them over the hump to get to the World Series? I still don't think they'll win it because there's a team out there that I despise who I think would probably raise the pennant, and will raise the championship, and it'll be the Stankies out of New York. I think they have a complete lineup, and they picked up Garrett Cole in free agency from Houston, who was a very good pitcher. Houston still has a good team, but they have that cloud of that scandal over their heads, so nobody's really gonna be rooting for them. Do you think the Dodgers will be getting Price and Betts is going to put them over the hump to win the win the big one?
As much as I hate this, I agree with you.
The
I think
Stankies.
I really think the Stankies, like they have, of course, they have a pretty good bullpen, have a pretty good, decent um, starting lineup, um, pitching, a starting five, on pitching concerned. The lineup is just deep.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of holes in that offense. It's just if you can get to their bullpen, maybe you have a chance. Maybe it's an off night for them, and that little ass. If you want,
That's a hitter friendly part. Especially when
yeah,
you got guys like Judge, you got guys like Stanton, you got guys like Sanchez, and then I think they added a couple of other guys that could hit. And then you put Garrett Cole in the mix with that bullpen. As much as I loathe them because they kept us from winning 2 or 3 more championships, I think the Stankies are the team to beat. The Stankies are the team to beat.
and Boston looks like they ready to since they don't brought
Just
Mr.
unload everybody. They don't even have a manager. They don't even have a manager because they let Cora go. Cora got let go because of the sign stealing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
no, we getting rid of everybody.
everybody, their best player's gone. Their best player got sent to LA. Their best pitcher got sent to LA. So right now it's just, I mean, the way the AL's looking right now. I mean, Minnesota is a good team. They just added Josh Donaldson to a good team. They know how to hit the ball, but
yeah, that's a power.
I think what separates New York from New York's pitching, and the fact they picked up Garrett Cole in the offseason. That really strengthened their bullpen. So right now, yeah, the Stankies are the team to beat. And I know my boy Sam is listening. He's a fan. And he hates when I call them Stankies, but that's why I call them the Stankies.
Yeah, so, I don't see. I like our team. I like our lineup from top to bottom, but my only concern is Mike Fultonevich. I hope I said his name right.
I call him Rosengarten. Hey, Rosengarten. Rabbit Boots. If you haven't seen the movie Rookie of the Year, I don't know how to say his name. So just like the coach in Rookie of the Year that couldn't say his name, Rosengarten, I call him everything else. So I call him Rabbit Boots.
Dre cannot say that name for nothing, so we just call him.
Okay, and I won't even try. So I call him everything else but that. But the thing with the Braves, with me personally, is that our lineup is good as far as our bats. I'm just more concerned about the pitching. Like I said, Keuchel's gone. Tehran is gone. So I'm trying to figure out. I mean, we still have Rabbit Boozer, but we also got Soroka. Soroka pretty much showed me a lot this year. I mean, I don't know his name, so I mean that's his name. But we have Soroka. We have Soroka there. Soroka's a pretty good pitcher. Rabbit Boozer. But we have Soroka there. We got Soroka there, and there's another guy. We picked up a couple guys. We picked up a couple guys in trades. That's my main concern is how our pitch is going to stabilize because we did as much as we fussed at Tehran. Tehran was a pretty average starter. Keuchel kind of came on when he got signed. He kind of gave us a couple good games. So with those guys gone, I just want to see what the pitching looks like. I don't know if the Braves are going to call up anybody from the farm league, but I'm anxious to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But yes, I agree with that. Soroka is a monster. He's probably going to be our ace, and I won't be surprised if he becomes our opening day starter because he played. He can pitch. That's why I call him Samurai Soroka. That's his name, Samurai Soroka.
That dude is man. That
he's good. He's young. He's not even that old. He's young. He's a young, good pitcher. So I mean, I just want to see like I said, our bats are going to be good, but I just want to see how our pitching does. If our pitching stabilized to be, it don't even have to be good. It could be above average. If it's enough to hold off other teams from scoring, I think the Braves will be all right. So right now, the team, if you were to start right now on paper, the team that I think is the team to beat right now is that team in New York, the Stankies, man.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. Unless you're a New York fan, I know a couple of my boys are listening. They're Stanky fans, so I mean, I'm sure they're happy. But with that being said, that's it, man. One thing we got left. Yeah, this tells you that we had a slow news week, and I want to say before we get started, I do want to apologize. We had about 5 or 6 people that wanted to call, but my computer's acting up, and I couldn't get y'all to hear, and people said they couldn't hear us, so I'm gonna talk to my big bro and LaDonna about getting that fixed. Next week, we're definitely gonna get that fixed so y'all can hear us. But it's come to that part time where we have our rants on what we feel, sports or non-sports. And I'm gonna let my brother go. I'll let him go and whatever rants he got, you can go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I have something. I don't know if I have much. I really don't.
I'm
shocked. I don't think I have to say. That is a shock.
It is a shock because usually you got something.
I'll say this. This is probably completely different from what I usually do. But I want to go back and Dre reposted something today that kind of had me in my feelings.
I'm sorry.
It had me in my feelings. That broke my heart to see my hero. And I'm like I go back and I watch boxing matches from like 1960, Muhammad Ali, watching Joe. I go way back, man. That broke my heart.
Are you talking about what happened? 30 years ago? Are you talking about that?
That broke my heart.
You know what? That is the third worst night of my sporting life. You already know what number one is. Number one is Super Bowl. Number one is Super Bowl 51. And number two is January 8th, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 2nd and 26.
Oh yeah. That
so this, like, you know what? This is number 5 because number 3 was Dominique getting traded to the Clippers for punk ass Dan. And number 4 was
walking.
Yeah, going to San Francisco winning the Super Bowl. So this is number 5, but it still is painful because I was 11 years old, and you know me as a kid, I was a big. There were 3 people. There were 3 people in my young sports life that I looked up to hardcore: Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
I thought those guys could never. They were invincible. I think the one time I saw Michael Jordan miss a jump shot, I think I cried for about 10 minutes. Because I thought that Michael Jordan could not miss a shot ever. He was invincible. And then when then we all know about Bo. And then we know about Bo Jackson when he broke his hip.
Oh man, I thought Bo was invincible.
That was bad. But watching Mike Tyson lose that night, I could 3 days.
I sincerely I was like I go back and I watch. I still have hard time watching that, man. Like he looked slow, and he said he was doped up. I don't know if that's true. If it is true, he looked like it, but
I just think he mentally checked out. I think he was just done. And the fact of the matter is, when Cuss died, that really pretty much started the spiral for him. Like he was still winning fights, but you could tell he was starting to go down that down.
He was a different person. He was just a completely different person. It was like he was. Where is Mike? He lost the respect. He lost the respect for his challenges. He lost the respect for his peers. Like he lost everything. He lost everything, and it's like it was literally like that childhood. You know, that the guy that we came in when he came in, he was respectful. Tyson was really respectful when he came into the game, but as soon as cussed out, he turned into an absolute animal, man. It was like his hero, just like his father figure, the only father that he ever knew was cuss. He's gone, and Mike absolutely lost his fucking mind. It was like a part of him when Buster Douglas beat him. It was like watching him just on the ground, just searching for that mouthpiece, and I'm like, man, wow, Mike actually lost. It's like I said, I think we was like young. We're like we.
Let me know. I remember in front of my TV. My dad had my family had the TV. You know, the TV to sit on the ground. Watch that fight, and I remember I was crying so hard that my dad had to literally carry me to my bed because I didn't want to get up because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Like I literally cried the whole time. Like I was on the floor. Like I was throwing a full grown temper tantrum after that. Like it's because you gotta look at it like this. We were young black men seeing a guy like that who was performing at that moment.
He was our Muhammad Ali. Our time, he was our Muhammad Ali.
When I was born, I caught the tail end of Ali. I was like 3 or 4 years old when Ali. I grew up in the Tyson era where I was like, oh man, this guy's pretty good. And my dad was hyping him up. Like every time Mike Tyson would fight, my dad made sure I watched him. Like he was like, hey, even if it lasted 15, 20, 30 seconds, we had to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that was, and then, you know, he came out with the Punch Out game, and, you know, I played the Punch Out game, and, you know, I had the Mike Tyson shirt, and, you know, that was, you know, like I said, him, Bo Jackson.
I had the gloves, I had the boxing gloves, I had all that, man.
You know, it was him, Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson were the 3 main guys. I mean, Deion was there, but Deion, he was more like, you know, I knew where he was as a Falcons. He wasn't really like that idol yet until he got a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But Tyson, Bo Jackson, and Michael Jordan were like the guys I would make sure I'm like, I don't care what I'm doing. If they're playing or they're doing something, I'm in front of the TV. You know, so when he lost, it was like, I was like, I didn't know how to take it, honestly.
It was like for me, it was like watching. It was like me watching Muhammad Ali getting beat up.
His very last fight.
I was like, oh my god! It was oof. That's what it was like for me, and it was like one of the worst things of my life. Like I said, we are big boxing fans. Yeah. When you go back to history, and like that right there was one of the worst days in my life. Like I said, I still watch Tyson. I still watch, you know, Tommy Hitman Hearns. I still watch all their fights. I go back and I look at a lot of fights.
Marvin Hagler, Roy Jones, James Toney, Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. Yeah. I watch all those guys. But to me, at my young age, Tyson was the guy. Like that was the dude I watched.
Everything.
Yeah. So I mean, as soon as I saw it today, I saw it on my memory. I was like, "Fuck, there's another one." You know what I'm saying?
I hate, like I said, I can't stand. I hate to see that fight. I think I've seen that fight. I don't think I've ever watched that fight in its entirety. Like I don't remember seeing that fight. I just can't do it. It's like watching Larry Holmes and Ali. I can't do it.
And you know the funny thing about it is Tyson won that fight. The 8th round, he won that fight.
He did
win that fight because I counted. I watched the fight. And when he knocked down Buster Douglas was down about 13, 14 seconds. He was down for a minute. And the ref was counting. When Buster Douglas got on his knee, the ref stopped counting. I was like, wait a minute. That's not how it goes. He's got to be on both his feet before the standing count of 10. And he waited, and I was like, and then you know what? In my young mind, I didn't think about it then, but then when I realized, I was like, you know what?
He's right.
He's gonna lose his fight. I don't know how he's gonna lose it, but he's gonna lose it. And lo and behold, come round 10, the infamous round 10, he hit him with the uppercut. That's all she wrote after that.
Oh no, that's oof.
So yeah, that's number 5 on my disappointment list because I didn't think nobody could beat Tyson. I expected Tyson to win all his fights. The way he was going, I expected Tyson to win all his fights. I really did.
A lot of people
but I think when Cuss died, that pretty much sealed his fate because Don King came in with his trifling ass, and then Robin Givens came in with her trifling ass, and that basically put Tyson in a spiral. Pretty much, put him in the.
He was absolutely. Like I know a lot of people like to bring up Mike Tyson and Holyfield, or Mike Tyson and
Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis. Like Mike Tyson was like his skills were diminished by the time he got to Lennox Lewis.
When he got out of prison, he wasn't the same. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was not.
I don't care what nobody says. A 3-year layoff in any sport like that, like boxing and UFC, where you have to be consistent the whole time. It don't matter how good you were going. It don't matter how good you was. If you have a layoff like that, you're going to be rusty. And when Tyson came out, as much as I wanted him to succeed, I knew he wasn't the same. I knew he wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And it showed. It didn't even show in the Holyfield fight. It showed in the Buster Mathis fight, and it showed a little bit in the Seldon fight. Seldon was just too chicken to fight him.
Yep.
Seldon was too chicken to fight him. He just took the dive. Frank Bruno was a wash because they fought the first time and Tyson washed him. So, but if y'all look at that Buster Mathis fight, you can see that Tyson wasn't the same. And then when it came to Holyfield, Tyson had his usual ambush of Holyfield. But once it got to about the 3rd or 4th or 5th round, you can see that Holyfield adjusted, and then Tyson didn't know what to do. It was all downhill from there for Tyson. And I was 16 at the time, and I was all hyped up. Big fight. Tyson came out to Tupac. I was ready to go, and then the way that Holyfield just decimated Tyson, it was painful to watch. It really was. It was really painful to watch. By that time, that wasn't the same Tyson I saw in the early 80s and 90s that was basically walking over opponents. That was the same. That was the Tyson that he was slowly going downhill, pretty much. Yeah.
But I think that's my part shot, man. My part shot, like I said, my part shot, which is just watching your heroes falls. That's the thing. So everybody, we're gonna see it from everybody. We saw it from Kobe. We saw Mike finally call it quits. We saw Muhammad Ali go down and say all our heroes, they're gonna have that day. We just got to get prepared for it. But watching Mike Tyson, those like one of the worst days of my life, man. It really was.
Yep. And I agree with Ron Mack. He said he lost his mojo after Cuss died. I agree. Like he said, he lost his father figure. Once he lost his father figure, that was it.
That's it.
He was still dominant. He was still dominant, but you know how it goes.
When you lose your will to fight, like when you lose your will to fight, that's it. That's pretty much end the game, end of your career. You lose your will to fight, compete. It's done, man.
Yeah, and I know he got all those belts back. He beat Selden and Bruno. And then, he fought Holyfield, and it was a whole different ball game after that.
Look, I want to say something about that first. I like people do, man. Look, man, I'm gonna say this. Like, it won't be long, but Mike Tyson, people call Mike Tyson a lot of stuff. They call him a liar and cheat, but he was absolutely right about not Muhammad Ali, but Holyfield a headbutt. That man was coming out like a goddamn ram. Like, he was coming full speed, like bam, like hitting him right on the top. And the ref never said. I've seen that fight over and over and over again. I like that the guy is a Georgia boy, Atlanta boy. But that dude was hit. That shit, he was cheating, bro. He was straight up cheating. That man was ramming the living shit out of Mike. And Mike got tired of that shit and was like, you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
You know what? You saw it in the second fight. Second fight,
yeah.
He did
Especially
it.
in the second fight. He was like, oh, hell no. It's like, oh, we're not gonna put on me like that.
Okay, I want to bring this up right here. So Tyson was a disgrace. He was tough, but I didn't like how he carried himself. He's still eating ears and people's children. Boxing to me has sucked since the 90s. Okay, I kind of agree with you on a couple things. Yeah, Tyson was very controversial. Tyson was very outspoken about a lot of things. But I do disagree with what you said that he was a disgrace. He wasn't. He wasn't a disgrace. He was probably the biggest name in boxing at that time. Everybody talks about Sugar Ray. Everybody talks about Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearns. But for the casual fan at the time, what was the one division he was looking at? He was looking at the heavyweight division. And Mike Tyson at that time was the guy. He really was. Because whenever Mike Tyson was ready to fight, everybody was going to tune in. At that point, and the funny thing about it is, before Floyd Mayweather became the guy that was the one that was making all the money, and he was the money guy, the pay-per-view guy, it was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was making between $30 and $35 million a year. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is that everybody wanted to see him fight. Like I said, my dad never paid for anything, but I'm sure he paid for every Mike Tyson fight because I watched every Mike Tyson fight he had on pay-per-view and free cable TV. I remember on Friday night on
$99 or something like that.
And if you had USA Network,
yep.
You watch the show called Friday Night Fights, and 9 times out of 10, Mike Tyson was going to be on. You know what I'm saying? And sports, I know that's your opinion. And I respect that. I'm just giving you a retort. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving you a retort. I agree with everything. I mean, that's your opinion. Cool. I'm just giving it right back to you. So I mean, for people like me that was growing up at that time, Mike Tyson was must-see TV. Like right now, in WWE, everybody wanted to see John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold at the time. Young kids want to see Seth Rollins. That was my hero. I wanted to see at the time was Mike Tyson. That's who I wanted to see. You know what I'm saying?
I just find that people can call Mike Tyson a disgrace, and then you got Muhammad Ali literally calling everybody ugly. I'm ugly. You pretty.
He called everybody. I think one time he called Joe Frazier a gorilla. He called
gorilla.
He called George Foreman something crazy.
Man, he called Big Ugly Bear.
Big Ugly something. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
this man called everybody everything, but we talking about Mike Tyson is a disgrace. Like, bro, if he is a disgrace, what the hell is Muhammad Ali? Like, come on. And Muhammad Ali, we're talking about Floyd. Floyd does the same thing. So if Mike Tyson is a disgrace, look at a lot of people in the game today.
And you know what? And I won't even say that Mike Tyson was not a disgrace. He was controversial. He's controversial, yes. A lot of stuff he said was very controversial. But you know what? It was must-see TV because you know why? He was outspoken, and that's what society likes. They like guys that are outspoken like that. Like that. Why you think we watch guys like Yes, Muhammad Ali was humorous. He's like I said, and you know what? And you know what? A lot of boxers came behind Ali. They emulated him in a lot of ways. Floyd Mayweather said it all the time. Muhammad Ali gave me, the trash talking. Roy Jones was the same way. Roy Jones trash talked a lot, and they both said that
all did the Ali.
Yeah, they influenced them. You know what I'm saying? Even Mike Tyson said it. Mike Tyson and Ali were good friends, even though Ali was a little bit older. They were good friends. Like, even if you watch his DVD, he tells you that Ali influenced a lot of fighters. That's why I say, to me, as much as I love Mike Tyson, I think Ali's the greatest of all time, not because of how he fought and he won the title. It's his influence over the course of boxing, even after he passed away.
Right.
His influence. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
hey, leave. You ain't gonna talk about Maggie. Leave Maggie. No, you're not talking to my homegirl like that. No, you know she got some good looking lips. All right?
Oh Lord, here we go. But other than that, that's all I have to say about Tyson, man. Matter of fact, I'm about to get up. Once I get off here, I'm gonna play some Punch Out.
I'm about to go in my archive.
I'm about to go play some Punch Out to kind of get a feel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But
he's not playing.
Yeah, definitely gonna get that.
Definitely has it. Okay.
Yeah, but definitely it was a bad night, but at the same time, that's sports. That's sports. It's up and down. It's unpredictable, and that's why we love it. I didn't love it at the time because I thought Mike Tyson was invincible to me, but what happens, man.
It happens.
But oh yeah. Yep. Punch Out is old school, and I got an Xbox here that plays over 30,000 games, and I got Mike Tyson Punch Out as my favorite. So, and if you don't know the code, if you don't know the Punch Out code to fight Mike Tyson, we can't be friends. So that's all I'm saying. So,
hey man, he's not kidding whatsoever. That's one thing about Dre.
You don't know the Tyson code. If you don't know the Tyson code, we can't be friends. So you better figure it out. You better Google it or something.
Oh,
I know about heart. I'm an old school kid. I know about heart, so I know about. I'm an old school kid. But I don't. You know what? I don't have a rant. I don't have a rant, but I do want to say something. Matter of fact, let me make sure. You know what? They're probably listening. There was my boys had a show, a hodgepodge, a couple weeks ago, and they had this guy. I don't know what his name is. His name is either Nate, whatever his name is.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell his name is. But he was talking real dirty about he was talking real dirty about Atlanta. He was talking real dirty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I sat back and reflected a little bit, and I was like, this is a Cowboys fan. This Cowboys fan who's talking bad about my you know what? I want to say a couple things. I'm gonna let Mike. I'm gonna let you come in with the spread gun. I want to say a couple things. Number one, me and this guy had a debate, as so per se. We had a debate or whatever. And he was going on and on and on and on about how my Falcons are. And I just asked him one simple question that he could not answer. He didn't answer. He kept deflecting about how Mercedes-Benz Stadium smelled like used tampons, which I don't understand because you're a man and you know what a used tampon smells like. I need to question your habits because I don't know what a used tampon smells like as a man. So I'm seriously gonna question your how you figured what it smells like. Second of all, and I don't want to offend no Cowboys fan because I know a lot of my people on here are Cowboys fans, and I don't want to offend y'all, but I'm just gonna go there. When you can tell me that how confident you are that Dak Prescott can lead y'all to a Super Bowl, then talk to me. Because I know a lot of guys, I know a lot of people that are Cowboys fans they're not real confident about Dak Prescott leading them to a Super Bowl. But you want to talk about how Matt Ryan is trash.
He led us to. You want to talk?
Matt Ryan did something that Dak Prescott can't say. He led us to a Super Bowl, even though we lost. We got to that point. Can you say that about Dak Prescott? And I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Cowboys got 5 Super Bowls." How many Dak Prescott won for y'all? How many did he win for y'all? And then on top of that, we all know that Dak Prescott didn't win that playoff game for y'all. It was Zeke. You know Zeke won that game for y'all. So to my man Neater, Patrick and Sean, if you're listening, make sure that Neater or Nate or whatever his name is from New Jersey, Big Nate as he calls himself, I don't know why he loves to spell use Tampa. If he can hear us or you can relay the message to him, ask him, is he confident that Dak Prescott can lead the Cowboys to the Super Bowl? And I bet you won't answer because he's gonna deflect anyway. Darrell Reed will be proud. Darrell Reed will be proud of that backpedal that he does when he talks about it.
Oh yes, all the time.
That's all I gotta say. You know, and I was laughing the whole time he was talking bad, but we all know. And I know Sean was talking about how Atlanta people don't support their teams. You must have forgot. You must not have listened to none of our shows when we talked about that Atlanta has the worst fan base in sports. You must have forgotten that. So I don't know why you're sitting there beating a dead horse. Yeah. You're not. We know this. So every time y'all say that, oh, Atlanta don't support their teams and people don't support their teams, you're not saying nothing that we already know. Yeah. We know this. But the few diehards that ride, the people that I know that will ride for our team, that's who I will answer for. I can't answer for anybody else. So I'm gonna need y'all. Sean, I need you to chill out on that. I'm not mad about it, but the fact of the matter is you keep bringing it up like it's a source. It's not a sore subject with me because I ride with all. You see what I got on right now? I'm Hawks all day. I'm a Georgia fan all day. So I mean, don't put all that on me, all the pressure on me, because if I could say the same thing, I could say the same thing about the Sixers, who looks like they're a fraudulent team right now. With Embiid and Simmons having beef right now. Oh, they fall. You don't want to talk about that. You don't. So I mean, y'all not saying nothing that's new to me or Mike or Dex or any Atlanta team rider at all. Period. So when y'all get that, Sean and Patrick, can y'all relay that message to Nita or whatever his name is? Ask him, is he confident enough that well, his name's not Dak, his name's Dakota now. Yeah. Ask him how confident he is that he gonna ride, that he can lead a Cowboys, and he's about to get paid $38 million. Let me know how confident you are that he's gonna lead y'all to a Super Bowl. Go ahead, Mike. I know you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is just like you want to talk about Falcons fans, all right? You want to talk about the Falcons and their fans, all right? And this is where I get pissed off. All right, this is where I really get pissed off. Mm-hmm. In every fan base, you're gonna have some that are loyal, and then you're gonna have some that just follow. And when everything's good, everything they show up. Every fan base has it. All right, you just have some fan base, some teams that have better owners than we've had. Unfortunately, we've had piss poor ass owners. And Braves management, Hawks, Falcons, Thrashers, like it doesn't matter. We all had the pleasure. We haven't had the pleasure of having good owners. And the fact that your team has had a great owner, that allows you to be consistent. And not a lot of fans don't pay that any attention. If we had an owner like that, Jerry Jones, who's willing to give us every damn thing that we need to try to win, despite him being in control, Jerry Jones always give his fans and his team exactly what they want. And we haven't had that. So you can kiss my ass with all that. We have shitty ass fans. Like you have shitty ass fans too if your owners were shitty. All right. So fuck you. All right. Fuck all y'all for that. All right. Number two. when it comes down to Matt Ryan, don't you ever in your life, all right, especially when you ain't won shit in 30 fucking years, don't say shit about nothing about Falcons. At least we've been relevant in the last couple of decades, okay? The last decade.
That's my question. That's my question. When was the last time the Cowboys made the Super Bowl in 2000?
Somebody tell me. Somebody get that answer.
Bueller. Anybody?
Somebody
better say something.
So don't
and you know what? And don't give me that excuse. Don't give me that excuse about, oh, well, we got 5. How many has Dak won for y'all? Troy Aikman don't play for y'all no more. He's commentating. He's not walking in the door no time soon. That was the last quarterback that won y'all Super Bowl.
That's what I'm talking about. They love to talk about some stuff that they had. They probably even see it themselves. You probably didn't see Troy Aikman play. You probably didn't see not Dez, but Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith play. You ain't seen this guy play, but you want to claim all that? Come on, bro. Come on, stop.
And he said something about the Yankees and the Braves, or the Yankees beat the Braves and they own them. I'll give him that because they did, but at the same time, still fuck the Stankies, bro.
Look. But did we win though?
Yeah.
You can say who ain't. You can talk about who owns who, but did we win a championship? Did the Braves win a championship?
Right. So I mean,
that's it. Just shut the fuck up.
That's all I'm saying. Like I said, we gonna have. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna start some shit tonight. I'm gonna be up all night. I'm probably gonna start some shit.
Hey man, look. Like I said, I say this all the time, man. People can say what they want about Matt Ryan, but one thing you cannot say about this dude that he's never been consistent. Like you can't say that Matt Ryan isn't consistent.
And I say it before, and I'll say it again. When Matt Ryan decides to retire, we're gonna be hurting for a while. We really are. We're gonna be hurting for a while.
We're gonna be hurting for a long time.
We're gonna be hurting for a while. I don't care how great the quarterback was in college.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to adjust. And I know a lot of people gonna get mad when this new quarterback comes, because we all know Matt Ryan's not gonna play forever. He's not gonna play forever.
34, 35 years.
Yeah, he's not gonna play forever, and we know that. We understand that. Father Time is undefeated. So when y'all Falcons fans are sitting at home when we get this new quarterback and he's starting to struggle and you get mad, just remember what you had a couple seasons ago before we got this new quarterback. So I'm just gonna put that out there. And I'm done. I don't have nothing else to say. Our rant pretty much took us to the 2-hour mark because you had something to get off your chest. You had something to get off your chest. I had to get something to get off my chest. So
I had to say that, man. That pissed me off. I actually had to call in that show when he's talking all that crap about.
You know what? I was home at my mom's house, and I had a belly full of barbecue, and I'm sitting there chilling. I'm sitting there listening. I'm sitting there listening. And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, this dude. And then he said to use tampon comment. I was like, how the hell he knows what to use tampon smells like?
What the hell are you doing late at night? What are you doing?
I'm trying to tell you, like, you really have to question him as a man if he's going in garbage can smelling what a used tampon smell like. For real.
What that smell like?
Look, see, I'm not gonna get mad. I've been to Jerry's World. Jerry's World is very nice, especially when the Falcons beat the Cowboys in Jerry's World. It was very nice, especially when we beat them. It's very nice. So I don't know how the hell he got the used tampon comment. I thought it was funny as shit, though. I really did. I thought it was funny as shit. So yeah. But yeah, and this is the parting shot before we go out. This is probably coming from my brother right here at the second busiest airport in the world. Many transplants that stay here from all over. Check your facts before bad mouthing. I don't have to say nothing else. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much all right. That's
so with that being said, go ahead, Mike, and before I close it out, go ahead.
But that's it. That's all I have to say. Just before you close it out. You guys, please, all right, check us out. All right, this is Mad Mike Sports. This is Strictly Prohibited Network. But right now, you guys check out. Right now, go to type in YouTube, the search bar, Strictly Prohibited Network. All right, and go subscribe to the channel. We have exclusive content of all kinds. This is just not sports related. All right. This is something that we do to try to, uplift fathers, uplift women, try to make this, like, we got a lot of negative stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And not just, in my life, Dre's life, Dex life, everybody. And you look at the climate of the politics, and it's just so divisive right now. And we have things on there that we want you guys to kind of tune in. And like I said, this we're trying to create a more of a family atmosphere with Strictly Prohibited Network, so everybody can learn something, enjoy sports. We talk about all types of stuff, but go check that out, man. Strictly Prohibited Network, and make sure you subscribe. Tell people about Strictly Prohibited Network. Your boy Matt Mike is a part of it. All right, I am a part of it. Dex is a part of it. Dre, LaDonna, Nikki, Kim, everybody is a part of this. Patrick, all you guys. All right. Sean, everybody, it's a long list of people. So check that out. All right, check it out. Please hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends to come chat with us. We're on Facebook. We on Twitter. We everywhere. Let's check out Strictly Prohibited Network wherever you are. We probably more than likely will be more on Facebook. But you guys can check us out here on YouTube. All right, please. We're trying to get it up to at least 100 subscribers. We need 100 subscribers. So please, by the end of this week, end of next week, please help us get 100. We're sitting at 50, 69. We're sitting at 54. Help us get that 100. That's all we asking. 50 people. I know y'all probably got $50 in your pocket right now. $50. Go tell 50 people, or just bribe them $1. Get each player, gets each person $1 just to subscribe to the channel. That's it. That's all you got to do. 50. That's all we do. So, Dre, that's it, man. That's all I got to say about that.
We good. Mike pretty much said it, man. We're expanding. We got some great shows on deck. Champagne conversations. If you ladies need a safe space. We got Breaking the Stigma on Sundays. We got men got their safe space. We got the flagship of the network, Cup Rants. We got Hodgepodge, who it's a good show. I listen to it. That's like I said, I listen to it when you use tampon, man. That's what I'm gonna call him. UPM. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. Let's talk about used tampon and shit. But other than that, that's a good show. Brian is gonna come with his show. So stay tuned for that. I listened to his show before he took a hiatus. That's a great show. And then also we're gonna have, I know everybody's been asking me, and we're gonna get it cracking eventually. The wrestling podcast is gonna be up and popping eventually. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna take off and we're gonna be good. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody checking with us on the chat line. I appreciate Mike. I appreciate Dex. I know he was he's doing the daddy and the fiance thing, but he's been kind of coaching me through this, and I do want to apologize to everybody. Like I said, we had 5 calls, and my computer was acting crazy, and I couldn't get nobody to talk. So I'm gonna work with Big Bro on that and get that done. And so hopefully next week we're gonna have people on the line that can actually talk to us. So, but with that being said, just bear with us. We're gonna work everything out, and then we're gonna be, like I said, if you want to go look at some Yes Men, go to ESPN. If you don't want to. You want to talk to 3 opinionated, or 4? Well, actually, it's going to be 5 opinionated guys on one network on one show. If you want to listen to 5 opinionated guys give their opinions, just stick with us for a little bit. All right. With that being said, we're done here. We'll see y'all next week, man.